Last year, the streets of Jerusalem were bustling with tourists. Today, these streets are empty and desolate. The Israel-Hamas war has led to tourists leaving the country in hordes.
Whenever there is some sort of a conflict in any part of the world, the entire world gets affected. Be it any industry, it does get affected. And tourism being one, which has people moving from one country to another, it's a major security issue as well, because people do not feel very safe when there's a war going on, and they don't feel that they should be there or around that particular country. So even if something is happening in one country of the Middle East, the impact is felt throughout.
It has a ripple effect on the tourism industry and the stock exchange all over the world.
2.5 million international tourists visited Israel in 2023. The exodus of foreign visitors is a big blow to Israel's tourism industry. The sector accounts for 2.8% of GDP and about 3.5% of total employment. The conflict may lead to these numbers taking a nosedive.
Israel tourists were flocking Goa. This is the time in winters where for particularly Goa and Kashmir would have been full of Israeli tourists. But unfortunately, this war has come.
This is coming right at the peak season. In India, the inbound season goes from October to March, and the outbound season also is in the key holidays like the October holidays, the Diwali holidays, the December holidays. So both the inbound and the outbound are going to take a major hit.
Approximately 73,000 Israeli tourists visited India in 2019. The numbers peak during the October-December season when they travel to India after completing their military service. Experts say these numbers have a cascading effect on both outbound and inbound travelers. West Asia is a major aviation hub, and tourists will be either cancelling or rescheduling their plans because of the war raging in the region.
India had approximately 11 million foreign tourists and almost 6 million visiting friends and relatives. So almost 18 million travelers came to the country. Now majority of the foreign tourists in India come, say around 6-70% come during October to March. And you had around 27 million outbound tourists. All of these segments are going to get impacted.
When people go for a holiday, they want peace, they want to have fun, and they want to enjoy their stay. No one is going to risk their lives for a holiday to go to an area where there is conflict. Even if there is unrest, people avoid that area. So it is definitely going to have an adverse effect in cities like Dubai, which are tourist destinations, and Saudi Arabia, which is trying to for the first time trying to promote itself as a destination, will also be affected.
Actually, for the first time, we were going to start Israeli airlines coming into Sri Lanka. It was supposed to happen end of this month, and it was fully booked for the next 2 to 3 months. And we were going to do a road show in Israel as well in middle of November. But unfortunately, due to this situation which is happening in Israel and Palestine, we had to cancel that or maybe postpone that. But impact-wise, yes, there will be, because Middle East is a very key market for us. Saudi Arabia, out of the Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia being number 1, and then Israel being number 2, and few other markets as well.
Tourism was still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic, but the rising frequency of conflicts across the world has come as a body blow for the sector. Millions of livelihoods could be lost, and people will think twice before packing their bags for a holiday.
It is the youngsters and the poor people who are working in the armed forces who suffer. And here, innocent people, both in Ukraine and in Israel, innocent, and even now in Palestine, in Hamas, innocent people, lives, children, women, lives are being sacrificed for no rhyme or reason. In Europe there is war, in Middle East there is war now, And in Indo-China Sea, with the Chinese and the Taiwan, anytime war can take place.